Hello guys, what's up? Today we are putting our camera. Okay, today we are going to the cinema. I am super hyped about it because that's the movie I really wanted to see for a while. It's Spike's Family Code White, and we are actually going to another city for that movie because we were crunching so much that we actually missed it in our city. So I'm really happy, to be honest, that it still is in the cinema, that we can go to see it, but it's like a very last session, I think, yeah, very last cinema session, like for the whole country of this movie. Yeah, we were extremely lucky. Anytime when I'm recording a video about our day as an indie game developer, it's actually not a very regular day, because if it comes to our routine, I think it's pretty boring. We just, wake up, sit and go to our computer, sit, code, programming, do some 3D art and other stuff, and it's not as entertaining as it could be. So I don't know, if you want to see something more true, something more common in our life, I will record like a whole week and just edit some pieces just to make it more interesting for you. But now we are just going to see a movie, and I'm really, really happy to do it, because I really think it's important to enjoy yourself as we are doing right now. Yeah, we are going to pay for our rows, so I will be in a minute. We are all already waiting for the movie, and it's like an empty room in here. I don't know, it feels like we have a totally free seance just for ourselves.
Show them.
I hope someone comes in here, but I hope he's not going to sit next to us, because it will be way more weird, to be honest. But we have popcorn, it will be cool. What the heck? Is he watching moving while driving? You can literally see him watching something. Yeah. Yes, it is a video, really. Coffee break. I mean, technically, all our day today is a break, so probably I shouldn't say break right now, but that's the moment when you can bring your coffee, we can drink it together and talk about some cool things, because I have a subject that I think is really worth being discussed. But before we start talking about our subject, our topic, we are going to try the coffee. Wow, I really like to add lots of sugar to my coffee. Tell me in the comments what kind of coffee do you like. I'm definitely the team. It's a weird combo because I don't drink coffee with milk, but I do add lots of sugar. But lately I saw a really interesting discussion on Reddit, and it was about, basically someone was, I don't want to say crying, but he was telling us that he's really upset about the fact that he actually was forced to work in game dev, which might be crazy right now, because how someone could possibly forced for something like that? That was my very first thought. Like, game dev is probably not a place when random people, because you really need to like games at very first place to even be interesting in game dev. So how could possibly that guy be forced to be in game dev? Actually, solution or the reason was very, very easy. It was because the fact that his family somehow saw he really enjoys playing games, and they really thought that, okay, that's probably the best thing to make him earn money from that. And so no streaming, no playing games. He should making games, because why not? I mean, it's not like it's something difficult, and it's maybe not even that related to playing games itself. And he was really upset, and he was asking if everything is okay with him, only because he was not feeling that. He was a gamer, he loved that, but he didn't really feel actually working in game dev industry. When I thought about it a little bit more, I started to understand that it's not a very unusual situation. I actually also met people like that. Or maybe I met parents like that, because I met people who wanted their child to do something with game dev that will be more productive, let's say. To see their children not wasting their time only just playing games. And they force them to start learning programming, start learning coding or any other stuff, and the child was actually not really interested. And how it might be possible? It is. I mean, the fact that you are a gamer, you like playing games, doesn't mean that you need particularly work on making games. And to be honest, I really think that it's not for every gamer. I don't want it to sound like it's some kind of VIP place only for the best people and you are not allowed to be there. I'm not telling that, but some people just consider games as a way of spending their free time, and they don't really want to mix the good emotions from playing games with the stress from work. Because yeah, even in game dev you will have stress. Even though it might be a place when you are because you love it, and it might be much better than other jobs, but not for everyone, believe me. It's really okay not to want to start a game dev. I know it's crazy, but I feel somehow responsible for message that game dev might be the solution for everything. And I didn't want to say something like that. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, what video I'm talking about, is the video, I believe the title is "Watch This If You're Afraid of Starting Game Dev." And there I'm talking about me, as I was, like I said before, not allowed to make game dev, or I was forced to be a lawyer, to study law, to work in the law company. That was the thing I didn't really enjoy. And I really enjoy working in game dev. I really did enjoy working in game dev companies. That was a great time. But I really do understand that people don't really like to mix work and their job with their passion. Not everyone needs to be part of the game dev industry. And I always, at least until now, I was always talking about some props of game dev industry, but we really need to remember that there is also crunch, for example, in the game dev industry. I'm not telling in all the companies, but there is crunch. And people there, they feel that game dev is their passion, you know, and when you are forcing yourself already, and every other person in your office doesn't feel it's something wrong to work more than 8 hours because they need to release a game, that might make you feel upset that you are not fitting in that place, that you are not actually happy, that you are not happy. You really need to want being a game developer, particularly that. And even if your family just had a great idea that because of you playing games, that means you need to be a game developer, you need to be a programmer, you really don't have to. I mean, you might be like a lawyer, let's say, just make the situation upside down, let's say, basing on my example. If you want to be a lawyer and to play your video games after your work, it's completely fine. And really, you don't really need to feel upset that you didn't feel it. Because game dev, it also is challenging, I would say so, especially when we are talking about solo indie game development, because you need to learn lots of things. And I don't want to brag right now that, oh, I'm so perfect, I'm so genius, and not everyone can do it. No, it's not like not everyone can do it. You just need to dedicate lots of hours and lots of your time, and you don't necessarily need to do it if you don't want to. Slow down and think about what makes you really happy. You, not like your parents, maybe not your boyfriend, not any other relatives you might want to make happy, because after all, you are the person who is going to spend your life with that decision. I think I deserved a little more coffee right now. That's the moment you can also drink yours, or if you already drank yours, you can, I don't know, eat some sweets, let's say. Something that might be similar with my last video is the fact that it's okay to try. I think lots of people who are gamers, who likes video games, PC games. They also tried some kind of coding, some kind of, I don't know, maybe 3D art, maybe, and they actually didn't feel it. You really don't need to perceive yourself as a loser, as someone who wasted his time, because very simply life is about trying and is about getting to know yourself better, getting to feel yourself better, and getting closer to things that really makes you happy in your life. To be honest, it's just crazy to me how the table turned. I don't know, a few years ago, maybe from my perspective, it was like GameDev wasn't a place where anyone was forced to be, I think so. It was more a place where people were going because of their passion, because they loved it, because they wanted to do it, and they even were okay with the lowest salaries. And I know it's changing because the salaries are better right now in GameDev, but it doesn't mean that you need to be a part of it. If it comes to the job itself, I think it's another subject actually worth being talked about. There are still places where you might be burnt out very quickly, especially when you are a beginner, when you are looking for your first job, and basically when you are not taking that much money, I would say. So I want to say it in a very polite way, but I think you know what I'm talking about. And very often people might take advantage of you in that kind of job. Advantage in a meaning of making you work harder, not in any other kind. I'm not talking about dark secrets of game dev industry. And I also saw something like that. I know that sometimes people are really unlucky with their first job, but it doesn't mean that all places in game dev are like that. Believe me, you not always need to being overworked. Like I said before, there is crunch, but not in every company. I just wanted to make it clear. It's not like all the game dev industry is crunching. Definitely a lot of places. But you can still find places when you don't have to do it, and I can guarantee you, because one of us was working in company like that, where they even were not very happy with extra hours. They made it very clear that they are paying for the extra hours, but they not necessarily need you to do them. What I want to say, because sometimes I just talk too much and I just got confused, and probably you also got confused, so very clear. First thing is the fact that you don't need to want to work in game dev if you are playing games, because those are two very different things, and it's okay not to have a desire to do both. And the second thing is that when you try working in game dev and your first job was overwhelming, was just too much, it doesn't mean that the whole game dev industry looks like that. Even though the first job might be very stereotypical, I can guarantee you that there is possibility to find other places. You can also let me know in the comments, you can also let me know about your journey. Maybe you have same experience, maybe you were, I don't know, just gaming and wanted to start a game dev, but when you started doing anything with game dev, you just realized that you don't actually want to do it. I will say one more thing before we are moving on to another activities, or these activities. May I say these activities when I'm actually lazy today and I'm not active? May I call it these activities? It is so cringe to talk to camera in front of other people. It always looks so smooth when you are watching it, like on the internet, but when I had to record, I wanted to record, just a short clip of us having a popcorn and going to the cinema, and I was cringing so hard. I wanted to tell you something to the camera, and literally it looked like AJ took the camera, and I just stood there like a, child who is having a Mother's Day and needs to sing a song, and all the parents are sitting in the first line, and you are just, you know the expression. From what I can see, my coffee is almost being finished, and that means we need to go to work. Finally go to work after so many hours of having a break. finally we are doing some game dev. I know it's been all day without game dev, since it's a game dev channel and we were not doing game dev in probably my day as solo indie game developer. But like I told you at the very beginning, that was a pretty chill day to relax a little bit, and those days are also very important to increase your creativity and to work a little bit better after having a moment of break. So right now we are moving to our job, but like I said before, today we are just doing a pretty chill things. Oh, one more thing. You probably just noticed I have my table a little bit high. Yeah, that's the setup I want to talk about probably in the next video, but I can tell you that I really try to work sometimes standing, not only sitting, because when I sit all day, it's not very good for my posture. I don't want to be, you know, in 20 years I don't want to look like that. Because I was just not giving, I did not pay attention to it. So I'm changing a posture, I'm trying to also stand up a little bit and to make it during my work. So today I have to do only a few things for Survivaluck demo. I think I have to do some 3D graphics for power-ups. For now you can see some random renders there. It's not like it's supposed to be, so I'm just doing it right now. I can show you how we work a little bit. Maybe you will see on the screen, but I will show you here how we are working. AJ is writing on Discord to me what he needs. For example, he's sending me such a picture to show me how it should look somehow. I can't copy it like one-to-one, but it helps my creativity, let's say. It helps me work. I am creating the model, I am texturing it. For creating the model I use Blender. For texturing I use Substance Painter. That's, I think, the only paid program I use, but it's really dope. I was trying to change it for some other programs, but Substance Painter is really cool because it has a lot of textures, a lot of already done assets. It really does not take that much time to make something really cool and really beautiful. When you are downloading Substance Painter, buying Substance Painter, make sure you also will have an access to Adobe Substance 3D Assets. That's the library of 3D assets made by the community or a general 3D assets made by Adobe. I really find them useful, really. I think they did save me lots of time, and also your graphics might look much more professional. Of course, I have never used only texture from here. I always was remaking it a little bit, adding some, I don't know, shadows, adding some scratches, adding something that it's making the whole graphic much better. But those assets are really good base, actually. For example, when I wanted to make something stylized, some stylized texture, I was just pasting stylized and, I don't know, concrete. Hopefully there is something like that in here. Yeah, oh yeah, and I really do enjoy, for example, things like that. You can change the color of it, you can change some other details. It's not a promo material again, and as you know, I really do enjoy free stuff. So when I'm telling you that paid stuff is something I find helpful, it really is helpful. Anyway, so I'm doing graphics, I'm doing the model, texturing, then render. I put everything to Unity and send it to AJ, and that's our workflow we are having together. Maybe if I have enough time, but I don't think so, but maybe, we will see. I will also edit our next video. I already just started editing it. That was my very first attempt to speak English without scripting it at first, and I hope I will get better. So I am going to work, and that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and let me know if you like the video, what would you like to see in the next videos, and see you. Yeah, see you. Bye.